Okay, I've kind of got myself set up here. I got a stack of 50 of these little 4-inch pots. Got them off of Amazon. I can't remember who I got them through, but they were on Amazon for like $4 or $5 for 50 of these, and they're just a basic little nursery pot. They're not real. They're pretty flimsy, but they'll work for what I got. What I'm using, I saw this on another TikToker's channel, and this is a mixing tub for like concrete and stuff like that. And I got a large size, and it's just about perfect for about maybe 1.5 cubic foot of potting soil. And it's just going to make it easier for me to sit here and work with these. What I've got out here are my okra, and there's zinnias in there, and then the yellow pear tomatoes. And I've got to up pot those into these. And according to my forecast, there's just a very, very narrow chance of frost. I mean, it could happen because our last frost date isn't until like April 20th or so this year. So what I'm going to do is get these all potted up and set up, and then I'm going to use one of my poor man's greenhouses, which is basically a clear tub that I put upside down on top of them. So that's what I'll use for both hardening them off and for keeping the frost off of them. I'm going to put them on this table, which is why I moved the table over here, because it only gets morning sun on this part because the RV shades it, and so they won't be out in the full sun all day long getting really, really hot. And this will work until around May, middle of May or so, when I plant these out where they're going to be in the tubs and stuff over there in the garden. So I've got about 5 plants in each one of these. And so I'm just going to take them out and gently tease them apart. Look at those beautiful roots on there. And put them into these pots. Put 1 okra per pot. Of course, when I get all through potting, I'm definitely going to have to come out and water everything. Although these bowling red okra are pretty easy to tell apart from the other varieties I've got because the stems are red. And they produce a beautiful dark burgundy red okra. It's a rather thin okra, but it does get quite a bit of length to it. And it's very good. It's very delicious. It's one of my favorites. I've got 5 different varieties growing here. My little 6-pack, because the other cell is zinnias. Now, one of them I've never really had any luck with trying to get it to grow, and that's the Okra Burmese. I was given the seeds, and they're rather old seeds, but they did sprout, so I'm going to give them another shot here. Last year was such a strange year for the garden because we had several late frosts and just nothing did well in my garden. My okra didn't do well. It was pretty bad. Okay, let's see. What is next? I've got Silver Queen okra. Get some tags made up here because I'll never be able to tell these other ones apart. They all look very similar, and until they actually produce. And I kind of wanted to clump them together in where I put them. Put all the light kinds together. That's 4 and there's 5. Okay. This is a little pack I got the cabbages in, and I'm really not impressed with it because it doesn't have the finger holes in the bottom so that you can push up on the cell. So, oh, it looks like there's only 4 of the Silver Queens, so I've got an extra pot here. So take that one out. Let me tease these apart. See, they've already got their first true leaf on them. Getting another one, which was what I was kind of waiting for before up potting them. Have to be a little bit careful. This is the Miracle Grow potting mix, and you get some bigger stuff in here, and I really don't want the bigger stuff up against my little seedlings. And I know I could use a seed starting mix, but the problem with seed starting mix, as far as I'm concerned, is that there is absolutely no nutrients in it. So once the seeds used up their whatever they've got stored, you've got to start fertilizing. And I just, that's an extra step I don't care for. So I'm just going to, I've got the Miracle Grow has a fertilizer in it, which is just perfect for my needs. So these should be fine until I'm ready to put them out in their permanent places. Okay. I have to get a couple more pots here. Now there are quite a few more zinnias than there are okras because I just scattered a bunch of seeds in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 7 zinnias. Move these out of the way and fill these other pots full. Now these are a mix of the candy cane, which are really pretty, almost variegated. I grew some orange ones last year that were just beautiful in my garden. 3, 4, 5. And I'm hoping, because it is a mix, I'm hoping I get more colors this year. We get one more pot here. And then we'll get the zinnias, get some labels for them. I do reuse my plant tags because after they've been out in this hot sun here in northeast Oklahoma for a summer, they're faded out. So I can just go ahead and write on them again and reuse them until they fall apart. After which I will go ahead and buy some more. Get one more. And I've got one tag in here. So let's see about getting these zinnias out of here. And teasing them apart. And normally I just take zinnias and just scatter them around through my garden. Because I like the color and I like the fact that they attract pollinators. Now, as a kid, we lived in Wyoming. And zinnias got maybe 2 foot tall if you were lucky, because much shorter growing season. But since moving to Oklahoma and growing them, I have discovered that zinnias can get tall. My zinnias last year were as tall as I were. Even though I'm using, you know, the raised pots and stuff, beds, they were way taller than I was, and I'm about 5'2", so zinnias can get tall. And they grow very well here in this this Oklahoma heat. I hear the birds around over there over by my feeders. I was out earlier today filling them up. Well, it looks like I've got an extra pot for zinnias. Maybe I miscounted. Oh well, I'll put something else in it. Okay. This is the last one. This is a little guy. I don't know if this one's going to be okay or not. Okay, there's all these. I'm going to have to get these situated somewhere and watered. And I've got 3 more cells with looks like about 4 to 5 okra in it each to plant. But let me get some more room going here so that I'm not crowding everything and getting things watered. And of course, then there are 4 yellow pear tomatoes. I only wanted 2, so I'll probably pot up all 4 and I'll give 2 of them away to somebody, whoever wants them. I have plenty of neighbors that probably would enjoy having some. Although they're not next to me. I mean, we live out in the middle of the country, but you know, I've got some neighbors down the way, and I've got some neighbors behind me and some over that way. So yeah, they're all at least a mile away, but all I have to do is ask somebody and they'll probably say, oh sure, Mary, I want those. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Got some ideas for your own garden, and I will talk to y'all later.